Happy Friday. Actually, it's happy Saturday. Welcome to the end of week review for this week. And this week is week 44. And we are in the Q4. And this week we have a lot of earning report from big company like Magnet 7. Company like Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Magnificent, Magnificent. They got M7. So we are right here. We finished the last week of October, which is the first month of the quarter 4. Then starting next week we go into November. Alright, so week 44 right there. In terms of economic news, because of the government search, there are also a lot of economic data delays is not there, right? That is the nature of this week. Alright, let's look at the pattern that we see from 2 FOMC meeting in a row. Alright, so this is the FOMC in September, and then this the FOMC in October. You see that the Monday for that week it really got up. You see that the gap up right there, a vol right there, and then it set the range right there. And it go in and it's, try to fill that gap twice, and then it continue to rally, and then boom, it really filled the gap right there. You see that, fill the gap. So maybe something similar to this pattern. And from this to this Friday, it took 3 weeks to fill the gap. So let's see how it's played out for this time, when you're gonna fill the gap. Yeah, but you can see it a little bit different that so for the last time, the Monday range right there, and the Tuesday go up and rate the high, which is the buy side liquidity, and then the Wednesday rate the low of the range right there, which is a sell side liquidity, and then boom, it rally. But for this week it's a little bit different, right? So you see the Monday right there, and the Tuesday rate the high, and the Wednesday it raised the high one more time. You see that? It tried to raise the high one more time. And then the very funny thing right here is the Thursday, it raised both sides of liquidity. The buy side, and which is the high, and the low, which is the sell side right there. And the Friday go rate the low, the sell side one more time. So it looked like pretty much a bullish right here. I think next week will be just a rally right there, because you have a first leg up and then retracement. It might go through the gap. Let's see, and then it rally. So it's a very bullish scenario right there. Yeah, to look back to see every time we see the FOMC meeting, it's not every time that they have a gap up. Let's look to see any gap up. This is a FOMC meeting, but there's no gap up. FOMC meeting, yeah. Oh yeah, this one have a gap up. And look, this gap up right here, it take 1 week, 2 week, 2 weeks to refill the gap. Another gap right there. Right here we have a gap down. Can you believe that? Gap down, and it tests that gap, and then it takes 1 to 3 weeks to fill the gap and then going down. So normally it takes 3 weeks, huh? And here we have a gap up, but the Wednesday go down right away to fill that gap. But for this time on, we don't see the fill the gap right away. So the pattern is very, we don't see much pattern right here. Yeah, you see this is a gap up, and then boom, it's rally. It did not fill this gap. Yeah, it never. This gap is in September 24. We didn't fill the gap. There's no gap right there. No gap right there. But the following week, it have a gap up. And how long take for to fill a gap? 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5, 6, almost 6 gap. 6 weeks to fill the gap right there. See that? Yeah, it go back to the next month, July, and yeah, take the next month FOMC to fill that gap. It's about 8 weeks right there. We don't see any gap so far. Yes, there's a gap right here. Right, it's just December. In December. Well, maybe that could be the reason. We may have the gap again on December, because FOMC, we're not gonna see FOMC for November. It's gonna be on the December. They skip November. Only on December, the very the 9 and 10 second week, right? Is that right? The second week. Yes, second week of December, that's it, and the rest is Christmas and New Year. Yeah, so not much pattern. Yeah, right here you see the gap right there. But the following week, if you in a little bit into that gap, that's it. FOMC gap right there. All right, let's go for the gap up for FOMC meeting. We don't see much pattern, right? Here's our note right there. It feel next day? Oh no, it didn't feel next day, and it partially refilled on Wednesday and Thursday, but it not completely fill the gap at all. All right, let's look on Monday to see what we learned on Monday. All right, here's our screenshot on Monday. All right, on our left is the weekly, on our right is the monthly. So basically we have continued rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row. On the weekly, only this week I sell off, the rest is really rally. So for week we start with a gap up right there on Monday. It's amazing, bullish right there, and it break out that range right there. You see the range on weekly, so it go down in that range and it test from below and then it break it. And on the weekly it look very bullish right there. That's the Monday. We don't see much pattern right there. Let's look at the daily. What he anticipate is a bullish, right? Yeah, here's the weekly, right? You see that the huge down close candle, and you see the gap right there, and the weekly range right there in that gap. So look at that. It tests from below twice and it break it. And yeah, you look at this, you know that is a continue right there. Is a type 2 continuation. Test from below, break and reverse. That's the second leg up right there. By the way, let's review what we mean by type 2-4 breakout. So here what we mean by type 2-4 breakout, which is on our right side right there. And type 1 is on the left. So in a long setup for a type 2, it is exactly we're talking about right here. You have first leg up and you see the key level. I mean, this key level, it can be a low time frame, which is 15 minutes, or the daily, which is the high time frame that we trade. But if they are both confluent, they both overlap, they both proximity, which is close together, and then you have a very strong setup right there. So first leg, and here's the pattern we're gonna see on the type 2-4 breakout. Test from below, break. People thought that gonna short right here because break that level, but exactly it reclaim right away and make the second leg up. Next leg up right there. That is type 2. That is what we're talking about right here. You look at this level, you see the gap right there, gap down, and then mark that. You see that it tests, we already break that level, but now it tests from above, it break, and boom, it's reclaimed, make a next leg up. People thought that it break level, going and short them. That's where it rip it up right away. So that's type 2-4 breakout, a long setup. So after we see that, and we see a huge close on prior Friday, so pretty much we don't have much setup, and we see a huge gap right here. So going to Monday, we're not anticipate we're gonna take any trade because the gap up right here, not much setup for us. If we trade with our setup, which is 3 setup we trade. In this case, the screenshot, we have type 2 right here, 2 types, right? Type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is for reversal mainly. Right here, type 1 for reversal, and type 2 mainly for a continuation where it make a retracement. This is the retracement, boom, and they make like up. But for type 1 is mainly for largely 80% is reversal. Basically, it break a key level. We want the key level have to be low time frame that near or proximity to the high time frame, then that a very strong setup, right? That's the beautiful right there. So you have break test from below, right? People thought that, oh, it's gonna break the level, they go in short them. That is the 4 breakout got flip right there, right? It got flip on you, that make the reversal. That's the long, and the short setup is the opposite. Right here, people thought that it break the level, it's gonna make what? It make a next leg up. That's people anticipate next leg up. They go in and go long, but it reverse right away. So that's the 4 breakout, type 1 and type 2. The type 1 is on the left side, and the type 2 is on the right side. And up on the top is the short setup, right, for both. And down in the bottom is the long setup. Alright, 2 type, right? We trade 4 breakout 2 type, and one more type is called type 3. Alright, let's look at the type 3, what we have. Alright, so here the type 3, we simplify right there. So type 3 is a little bit hard to capture or simplify this, but you have a general idea that let's say in this case it's a reversal. All right, so you have a first leg up, another leg up right here, and it consolidate around here. This consolidate, and then boom, it reversed. So how do you identify that? First you have to see this have a fair gap down. And then it break that level again. That's called you mark it at one at break, and then it reclaim right away, it break right away, and then it's reclaim and it break. So right here, the last break, this candle, it look like it's gonna make the neck leg up, right? That's where the fall breakout happening. It flip, it create fall breakout. People go long, thought it's gonna be neck leg up, but that is exactly the moment it flip. It go down very hard right there. So in this case, similar like this called double top right here. In this case, like 1, 2, 3, or triple top. The more it repeat this, the better the next move, the reversal gonna be huge reversal. Similar right here on the long side, you want to see the break. Fellow gap tell you. I mean the first break right there, right? It's right here. It break that level, and then it's reclaim. It break. And it's reclaim, and it's break, and this one is gonna be, we thought they're gonna break, but actually it flip. Yeah, it looked like gonna make a neck leg down, right? Because you see it build up all the sell-side liquidity, that what we thought it gonna make the neck leg down, but that's exactly the moment that it reversed. So that's 3 setups that we are trade right there. So let's take a look, example of the type 3, right? The type 3, the last time we see, okay, so the closest we see is here. So type 3, right? The last time we see the setup, it's double, I think double top, right? Double top right there. Is that right? Double top? No, actually at the bottom. I think we mix spell right here. It should be D, B, B, double bottom. We need to fix that. So the whole idea is right here. So we mark the level. You see, it proximity to the high time frame level, which is the daily. Here's the low time frame when the open range right there, and you see right here. Right, you see that setup. Right, you see that it break, and then it's reclaim, it break. You thought it's a double bottom right here. You see that? You thought they're gonna make a neck leg down right here. It's full leg out. That's where I got flipped. So you need to go long. So it's a reversal from here, down move, and then reverse back from here. So that's a double bottom. And it go into right here. You see that the high time frame, the daily, right? It going. You see that level, right? It tests from above, break, and reverse. That's the type 2 on the high time frame, and it manifests itself right here. Manifests itself right here on the low time frame, which is a double bottom. It make the first leg up, and then make double bottom. In this case, it's a reversal on the high time frame, but on the low time frame it's a continuation. So that's the difference right there. All right, we just fix it right there. It's a double bottom, so DBP, which is pattern right there. Yep, so that's the one of example of the double bottom, which is a long setup. Even though they here not capture, right? This is the reversal, but the double bottom it better in the trend continuation. or reversal on a high time frame, but a low time frame it is a continuation, because you have first leg up and then you have a next leg up. This is right here, it's just a retracement, boom, 2 time of retracement. And don't mistaken right here, you thought that, oh right, it looked like it built up the sell liquidity, you thought it's gonna be going down. Yeah, you thought it going down, but exactly the moment it got flipped. Here's another example of the double bottom, and in this case it reversed. Yeah, and this shows we didn't include the high time frame, so but the idea is reverse right here. So right here you see the break at that level. In this case is the high time frame. Or you look at that level is the low time frame. Like we say earlier, it's better to have the low time frame proximity, proximity to the high time frame, close to high time frame, proximity to the high time frame. Then we have a better setup. You have break, right? It's reclaim, break, reclaim, and break, and then it reclaim, and then right here you see is break. Right? You thought they're gonna be make a leg down right there, first leg down, but that exactly the moment that it got flipped. See that? It got flipped. Flip, you see that? The next candle got flipped. Then boom, you know that's the setup double bottom or triple bottom right there. And if it happened right at around the 9:30, in this case 9:30 and 45, then you have a very high quality setup. Okay, so that, all right, that's 3 setup that we are trading. So now go back to the Monday right here. So we know that the type 2 right there and the next leg up anticipate. So look at the 15 minutes. Very interesting, huh? Okay, 15 minutes right there. You see the gap up huge, and then it stay in the opening range right there. So let's see how it's played out. That was the tip on Monday. So here's the Monday right there. So we see the open range high right there, the huge gap right there, and the Asia and London still in that range. So we don't know. We don't have a setup right here. We'll have to wait for more for the market to show its hand. So let's wait the tab real quick, fast forward to see. I mean, we want to see a full breakout right here. It's gonna be a what? It's gonna be a double top or double bottom. We want to see that happen. But you see that the 9:30. Look at the 9:30 close. So by the way, for 9:30, you see at the 9:30, then we need to avoid a trade right here. 9:30 is still in this range. It cannot make decision. Then wait, don't trade. Maybe wait for the PM. Have more information, because still in this trend and it's not gonna go and fill the gap right away. So it's not much for to trade. So let's fast forward, see. Boom. So it trade a high, right? Let's see it reverse right away. Okay, let's see what else we see right here. We see anything interesting. So the opening range is still there. It's a trade the high, but if you want, you can trade. Right, that's the 9:30 right here. Yeah, you can trade this one, short them. The reason why is right here. Do we see any for breakout? Not much, but if you want it, it's not really a high quality setup. But look at this one. Look at this candle range right here. This candle range. Make it low a little bit. Yeah, what do you see? So you see that the 930 test below rate 1, 2, 3, it's a break, and then it break 935, and then you look at that, it tests above 1, 2, 3. What the setup right here? Type 1 for breakout. Break, test from above, and then reverse. Yeah, look at the setup right here. Type 1 right here. Break, test from above. The test from above can happen more than one time. The more it tests, the bigger the reclaim move gonna make. So right here, you see that? It tests from above. Break and test from above. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That where you go in and you can short them. So let's see how it's played out right here. So fast forward the tape, boom. Yeah, not good. Not good. It's not reliable, right? That's right, because the market is in the range move right there, and especially have huge gap up right here, and it's very bullish, so you don't want to short either. That's the reason why we caution this very low setup, low quality setup. So avoid trade on Monday right there, especially the huge gap up, and you don't see any setup that really reliable. Okay, so can we go long on Monday, and how that happened? Right? Oh, that's right. So if you look at this, you can see, okay, so right here, can we go along the same level? Can we go along the same level? Hold on. Okay, so can we go along the same level that we short them? We try to short. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah, let's take screenshot of this. And you see, if we fail to short, then let's see if we draw this, what does it make sense? Yeah, it can, if you look at candle, you're gonna see a type 1 right there, but if you count from this 2, 3 candle, you can see the type 2, right? So it's overlap right there, so you can see a type 2 right here. What is the type 2 right here? So basically you have what? Okay, so you have a test. Okay, so you have a test from above, right? And then you break it, and then you break that there, and then you reverse right away, which is a type 2 right here. So basically, if you look at this candle, it's type 1, and then the type 1 reversal turn into a type 2 continuation. That's the beauty right there. You see that? You see that right there. Okay, let um, let's analyze, do a quick analysis right here. So you have a test from above, in this case 3 times. Alright, so and then boom, you have a break at that level, break very big, very fast, and boom, you have a reclaim right away. Which is the 4 breakout type 2. You see that type 2, and this case is continuation, which is the next leg up, right? First leg up and this consolidation, and then next leg up. Oh, look for type 2. Oh, so that's whenever you see next leg up, look for type 2 continuation. If you couldn't find a type 3, which is double bottom right here, then look for type 2, which is a test in this front above this 3 times, and then you break it, and then boom, you reclaim right away, make which is a leg up right there. Let's find out what the time for this one. We'll find out later, but this is the setup. Alright, so let's save this one. So let's do a little bit recap right here. So at 10:45, we thought that we have a type 1 setup, which is a reversal, break, test from above 3 times, and reclaim right away. That's type 1 reversal at 10:45. But this setup become invalidate the next candle right away. There's no continuation, it just reclaim or reverse right away at that level too. Then it become a type 2 continuation, which is test and then break and reverse. That's type 2. So we have to stay nimble. I mean, don't let the market tell us, what to trade there. As long as we have a setup and we trade. Let's say we go in right here and we're not sure, then you see the separated, trade it, but don't give a big size. And then when you see a better setup, which is in the type 2, right? We know that the type 2 is largely forming in the trends situation, which is the next leg up and next leg down. We know this is next leg up, and when the first leg up right here, and then we see the type 2, then it's very confident, it's very high confident that this gonna be a next leg up. The reason why we don't the type 1 is invalidate right here, because the market is bullish, right? You see the huge gap up right here. There's no reason for it to reversal right here. So looking for the next leg up, and in order to look for the next leg up, you have to looking for the type 2. Don't looking for the type 1. So that's the huge lesson we learned. It's very interesting to see the scenario where the type 1, right? The type 1 reversal turn into a type 2 continuation. So keep that in mind. It's very interesting setup. Alright, now let's go to day 2, which is Tuesday, to see what we learned. Alright, now look on the Tuesday, look at the beginning of Tuesday. So you see this is a weekly time frame on the left, high time frame monthly on the right there. So it's very bullish right there. Leg up, retracement, next leg up. Now let's look at the daily. So we see that this week is FOMC meeting, and the Monday set the range right there. So the Monday set the range, then you see early on it rate the high, so that maybe it gonna retrace from here. That's what we anticipate, and look into the 15 minutes. Here's our 15 minutes right here. See the gap up, and here's the Monday, and we see the Acer take out the prior day PM, then it retrace. Maybe it's gonna short right here, so let's see because it rate the high, right? Likely after the query rate on the high, it's gonna retrace. So let's see. Let rewind the tips on Tuesday. Alright, so we have the tip on Tuesday right here. We're not sure how to trade right here, so just wait to see any setup. Boom. Alright, so it rate the Monday high twice. Alright, it break out right away. Boom. Wow, that the beautiful short right there. So if you want to short, wait for that, and you can see the signal right there, right? It break and test from above. Then let's see. Boom. Oh wow, you short, you got burned. Yeah, not much on the Wednesday neither. Not Wednesday, we mean Tuesday. Right, you see that? Not much. If you short day there, then you have to get out right there. You see that? Get out, otherwise it you know. So very careful to go short on this market condition. Yeah, not much you can do. Let's see where CN is set up. Yeah, for Tuesday, yeah, we don't see any setup. We might, oh yeah, if you mark this one, because we make the top a little bit hard to see, but if you can see right here, let's take screenshot right here. You see, we go down to the chart and you can see. So right here, basically, if you mark this candle right here, let's see, let's find out the opening ran right there. Yes, so you can see that. You can see it's gonna be a type 2 right here, test from above, right? 1, 2, break, and then reverse. That's type 2, which is a what? Continuation. Yes, that's the beautiful setup right there. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Let's mark it out. So basically you have what? You have tests from above right here. You have 1, 2, and then you break it, and then you reverse them, you reclaim them. That is the type 2 right there, which is continuation. All right. So basically you have what? You have tests from below. This is a long setup, so it's tests from below. More than one time, or 3 times, and then you break it. That's where you trap the people who to go short. They thought that it break the level, so they go short, and that's exactly the moment the market reverse or reclaim, and it's gonna be what? Gonna be a neck leg up, which is type 2 continuation right there. 4 breakout takes a reversal. Continuation. So basically you have 4 breakout type 2. Yeah, continuation. Neck leg up. So yeah, we have to keep that in mind, right? If the market is very bullish, they're gonna make a neck leg up, and how do they do that? They're gonna do a 4 breakout type 2, looking for that. Okay, you have test from above, yeah, above, not below. Yeah, we have to fix this one. It has to be above. We misspell that or misspoke. Reclaim right there. Hit a neck leg up. Yeah, that's a neck leg up right there. Alright, we save it, but let's go to the chart to see it's better. Okay, we're recording in this case not look good. So we go into here. Yes, so we see right here. That is our Tuesday right there. You see the level right there? Is that right? 27, exactly. We mark a level. You see that? That's exactly type 2 right there. Man, you could ask for better setup. See that? That's exactly. We want the tap, we saw that. And now we go down to the charts. We even see it in a much better. See that? That's the level right there. An open range level. Alright, let's take the screenshot. So now we see the more detail on the yeah, let's do the markup right there. It's open, right? So you want what? It's touched from above right there. 1, 2 times, and then it's break it, and then boom, you have a and it happened at 11:45. Pretty much like pretty much it's like identical to the setup on Monday, exactly at 11:45. No, actually at 11. We check out later, but let's do some analysis right here. So you have test from above, right? In this case happen 1, 2 times. So 2 times, and then if break that level, it will induce people or trap people to go short. Right, it will go short right there, and that is the 4 breakout happen. People thought that it's gonna break out to the outside, but it's a 4 breakout. It reverse, it reclaim. So it reclaim, and it reclaim right away at 11:45 in order to make a neck leg up. That is the type 2. Right? We know that type 2 largely happen or formation in a neck leg up or neck leg down setup. In this case, neck leg up. Yeah, it's how remarkable it is right here. It's similar like on Monday. Let's open the one on Monday. And you can see that the 930 level also set up very straight, nice right there, right? It break the level, and people thought it's gonna, make the neck leg down, but it reversed. So it's 4 breakout type 2 right here, and a continuation neck leg up at 11:45. I believe it could be, let's see. So basically you have tests from above, all right? In this case 2 times, and then you break it, and then right up break you reclaim right away. You trap people to go short and then take them out, make neck leg up. That's right at 11:45, and that's where the neck leg up happen. That's type 2. Let's save this one. Alright, so we put it together right here. This one we see is from the tips, and then we went down to the chart level. We can see more details. Basically it's a type 2 continuation neck leg up happen at 11:45. See that? It's so beautiful. Let's look on the Monday to see how that happened compared to the Monday. Yeah, now look on the Monday, we see that it happened at 11. So on Tuesday, it happened at 11:45, right? The continuation, the neck leg up, it happened at 45. 45 minutes later than on Monday. So that's the recap right there. So on Monday is 11, right? At 11, it make a neck leg up type 2. But on Tuesday, on Tuesday right here, it happened at 11:45. Yes, so 11 we put together right here is 11:45 right there. So just 5 minutes later. Alright, so that's the recap for Monday and Tuesday. We have see two very clear and prominent setup, which is type 2 continuation, neck leg up, type 2, right? For breakout type 2, test from above, break and reverse. Alright, so now let's see how Wednesday play out for us. Alright, look at the chart. We check results, or it's the weekly right here. And now go to the daily. So you see there's the Tuesday neck leg up, right? We see that Monday, right? Neck leg up. Tuesday neck leg up, and I'll go into Wednesday. We see that it already make another leg up, and it rate the high right there. So now we may have, if you want to short, then maybe today you can short. So let's see if we have any shorts on low time frame. Right, let's look on low time frame. Yeah, maybe you see short because it's already rate the Friday, which is the Tuesday high already, and it's just right there. Let's see it create a type 3 right here, which is a 4 breakout double top reversal. So let's rewind the tips on Wednesday. Alright, we just turn on the tips on Wednesday, and it's just right there. Alright, let's see. We want to see, so right here you see that. You see it's break and we reclaim. It break, reclaim, break, and reclaim. We want it break, and then you thought they're gonna make another leg up. That exactly the moment it gonna reclaim and reversal. Yes, you see that? Wow, that is your 9:30 right there. Wow. Ooh, wow. So no short, and it's set up right here. Maybe right here, what we see right there. Yeah, right there. Hold on right here. Let's see if we see any setup. Any setup right here. Wow, the tap rolling. We can see any setup right here. If you, by the way, if you because 2 days in a row the short is fell. So that means that on Wednesday is a perfect setup for short. If you are waiting long enough, you can see. So what you see, this one, it break, right? It break, but it tests from above. You see that? It tests from above, right? Break, test from above, reverse. That's type 1 right here. Let's see if we identify this. All right, so look on this is a Friday PM, right? Or PM also the high of the day. For Tuesday also. So basically you have what? Just simply, yeah. So you break. You see the double top right here. You break, you reclaim, you break. That where you thought it's gonna make leg up, right? Then that's where it's gonna reverse. Okay? So that's the idea. Okay, so you have break, okay, and then you have a reclaim, and that's another break. You thought it's gonna make a neck leg up, then that's exactly it's gonna make a reversal. So that's a type 3 right there. But you also see a type 1 right here, double top right here. But the type 1, you see that break, test from above, reverse. So you have overlap. That's will be even better. Right? So basically, here's our write up right there. So it looks like it's gonna be a 4 breakout type 3, which is a double top right here, and reverse from here. And the second top is the overlap with the type 1 right there. Break it, test from above, and reverse. Okay, now let's see how it's play out right here. Wow, exactly. Yes. Yep, it did. Well, let's see if it continue or it's gonna be. Wow. Yes. Yes. Wow, beautiful. Yeah. Wow. That exactly it happened. You see that? That's it exactly happened. The moment you thought you're gonna make neck leg up, it flipped right away. Yes, so beautiful. Wow. But you better get out, okay? Don't stay too long. You gotta flip. But look at this. Look at the moment we thought it make a leg up. That is it flip on it right there. Yeah, right here. Okay. Who thought that it gonna be it's gonna be reversed from here? You thought it could make likely gonna make a neck leg up. That part right here. Look at that moment at 10. Right? You thought it gonna make leg up. That is exactly the moment that is flip on us. Let's take this screenshot. That's the heel lesson we learned on what? On Wednesday right there, which is a type 3 overlap with type 1 reversal right there. So beautiful. Who thought that it's gonna be a neck leg up right here? Right? Neck leg up right here. That's exactly the moment that it flipped. So beautiful. You couldn't ask for a better setup. Alright, let's do a write up right here. We have to do this every day, every time it become our second nature, so we and anticipate even better, even better. So yeah, break, right, reclaim, break, reclaim. Exactly, in this break right here, let's find out. Go to the chart and find out is that a break right there. So have roughly idea. Okay, go down to the chart and go down to the Wednesday. Wow, look at all the setup, all the liquidity built up on Tuesday and Monday. Boom. Wednesday, go down and take that liquidity. You see that? Wow, that's the beauty right there. Wow, that's the beauty. So yeah, we marked it level so we can see it's the 4 breakout. The moment, or we go with it level to be okay. Yes, so it break right there. So let's mark it level. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do the price right here. So we are on the same. So what's the high of this one? Is 69.44.75. Yes, that's exactly right here. 44.75. 44.75. And we want to show this on the left. Okay. Yes, so that level right there, and it did break. You see that it's break that level. All right, so that's the first break. Oh, even better. Okay, so we will go back to this later, but now go here. So we have something like this. It's the first break on the Tuesday high. Is that so? Okay, so it's the first break. Okay, and then it reclaimed right away, and then it break the second time, and it's reclaimed, and then exactly where we want it to be, it break, and that's where people gonna go in and go long because they thought it gonna be a neck leg up. Okay, that's where the mistake gonna make. That's where the novice trader get trapped in a breakout right here, but a 4 breakout. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? Yeah, let's reward this tip to see how it's got flip. You see that? At 10, you feel like it gonna be make the neck leg up. That exactly it flip. That's the beauty of the type 3 right there. You see that? At 10, look at that. I mean, look at this right there. 10:01, right? At 10:01, you thought it gonna make a neck leg up. That exactly the moment it got flipped. It turned into a 4 breakout, type 3 right there. Yeah, let's mark this remarkable setup right here. So beautiful to see how it's play out. So mark the high of the Tuesday or also the PM, then you can see how this setup formed beautifully. Okay, we know that it break one. That is the beauty. Alright, let's continue watch these tips and see. Alright, 10:01, it still looks very attractive, neck leg up. The minute you go in, it flip on you right away. You see that up 1 or 2, boom, it went down, boom. See that going down to that level. Then you know that the 4 breakout type 3 is happening right there. 4 breakout type 3 is happening right there, right there. Let's mark down that level again. So we all know what we're talking about is the Tuesday high or Tuesday PM high. You see that break right there, that tells us a lot. Yep, you see that tells us a lot right there. So basically you have a break, okay, and then you have reclaim, and you have break, and you have reclaim, and you have break. That you thought that it's gonna be what, neck leg up, but it got flipped on you right there. That's where a lot of people get trapped, go along get trapped. So that's the whole idea. Yeah, how beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? And we all know that how it went down from there. Boom! Wow, the hue right there. All right, let's recap what happened on. All right, so we put together what happened on Wednesday. So right here we see that on Wednesday we have a type 3. All right, on Monday and Tuesday we have type 2, which is continuation, neck leg up, and then boom, on Wednesday we have reversal. And the reversal happened in the form of the type 3 overlap with type 1. So right here you see that the moment at 10, right, it take 2 candle, 9:30, 9:45, do the setup. It trapped the people who go in and thought it's gonna be a neck leg up, right? You have a break right there to the upside and reclaim to the downside, break to the upside and reclaim to the downside, and then you have a third break. In this case, double top right there, or you can call it, head and shoulder. The head right here, 2 shoulder right there. Some people call head and shoulder, or double top right there. It can overlap right there. That's the nomenclature. But if you look down, that is a 4 breakout. The moment you thought it's gonna be neck leg up, that exactly it flipped into a 4 breakout. Neck leg up, 4 breakout, and turn reversal right there, right? And the midnight, at 10, and if you look into a 10:08, 7 minute, it break that level right away. That gives you an idea that it's 4 breakout. Yes, that's 4 breakout type 3 right there, reversal. And the targets, you make target to the low of the Wednesday. No, not Wednesday, but Tuesday right there. That's the high time frame right there, and it did go really low right there. It way below the Tuesday. It go almost into the open of Monday. So that's to give you some clue. This candle go really low right there, but you gotta get out, otherwise it reverse back to where we coming. You see that almost at level that we going right there, exactly that level. Yeah, which is 69.4475 right there. All right, so that's the. Let's go to the next 2 day, last 2 day, which is Thursday and Friday. So here's the screenshot we captured on early morning of the Thursday. So you see the weekly right there, it opened very good, and now it looks like retraced because of the sell off a little bit on Wednesday. All right, now look into the daily. Here's the daily. Wow, what do we see? We see the Monday range right there, and we see that the Tuesday break, the upper range, and the Wednesday test from below, and maybe the Thursday gonna break, right? It's already break that level. It's gonna continue. It maybe go down to the lower range of Monday. That's what we look on the early of Thursday. All right, let's look on the 15 minutes to see if we see anything. Yeah, you see that it start going down right there. You keep in mind that this is the huge sell move on Wednesday right there. So it's recover and it check out the low right there on the Ether, but then it going down. So if we want to see it's going down, right, we want to looking for a type 2. We want to see the type 2 mark the range right here. Maybe it's gonna make another retracement here above that, boom, gonna break down. All right, so let's rewind the tips on Thursday. All right, we just rolling the tips on Thursday, and now see how it's played out. So what we want to looking for is the range of the open right here. Oh yeah, that's candle right there. That's a very critical candle also. Okay, let's take screenshot and see what we anticipate. Okay, so basically we want to see how the market move around this level. Okay, let's mark this one. See that level, and around this level also. But they are very close right there. So let's see. Oh, this level also. That's the open range of right. The low of this is very close to this, so let's watch. Yes, that's where the two level want to watch. So let's roll in the tab, fast forward. All right. Yeah, you see that level right there? That's the level we want to see. Okay. All right. So what we see right here is that right? What we see right here. Wow, so it go into the 930, right? Is that 930? No, 945. 930 went down. You see, and it reversed right away. And if we are look into what? If we look into this level, always mark the candle after expansion, the one that really dozy or compressed right there. You see that? So it break and then test from below, reverse. That's type 1 right there at the 45, right, at the candle 45. You have this setup, right? You break that level, then you test from below, and then you reverse. That the type 3 right there. So let's mark this one, right? Let's see how it's play out. So we say this is gonna be a type 4 breakout, type 1 reversal right here, or recline right here. Let's see if that's the case, and close this one, and let's roll the tapes to see if that's the case. Oh, it's not. It's very weak right there, and you don't want. And right here you see maybe the neck leg down. You see it, brace test from above and reverse right there. That's also type 1 on the level right there, and you don't want to see that. Yeah, you don't want to see that. Ooh, lots of back and forth right here. Oh, so what do we see? Okay, so we see the right here. We already marked right there. So we mix is right here. I think it's a type double bottom or double top right here. Let's see what we have. So we put down right here is type 3. A note right there. So type 3, you want it to be a double. Alright, so right here, right, a minute we thought that it gonna break up to the upside. So that's right here. Break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break, reclaim. No. Yeah, break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break. Yes, so right here. Let's do a write up for this. So it's a type 3 right there. So it's type 3. Type 3 is very hard to identify, but let's go with this break, okay? We mark this level because that's the key level around there. So you have break right here. So you have a down move, right? You want it to be continuation and looking for, exactly, we say we're looking for a what? Type 2, where you do type 2, it test first, right? Is test, break and reverse. That's what we want, but the type 2 not happening here. But you have first break right here, and then you have reclaim, and then you have break right here, and then you have reclaim, and you have a third break. You want to have be a third break, and the third break flips on it right there. That's what you want to shoot. Right, that's the whole idea of type 3 right there. Which is that level, right? You want to be one break. Yeah, you want 3 break right there. You want 3 break in the row. That's the typical of the type 3 breakout right there. And break the 5 is look like it's gonna make leg up. That exactly it flip, but it always give us the signal that it's test from below. See that test from above? Exactly on Wednesday do the same, which is a type 1 right here, break test from above. That's exactly. And right here you have a reclaim. Right, reclaim is gonna be in the even number, right? 2 and 4. That's the reclaim happen, 2 and 4. It's so much identical. Exactly. And right here it look like it's gonna make the leg up. That is the neck. See right here is make neck leg up. Yeah, it flip. Flip to a 4 breakout. Let's rewind the tape to see that exactly happen. That happened at 2 p.m. 14 hour, 4 breakout, type 3. In this case, you can count double top right there. Top 1, top 2, and top 3 right there. So it's a double top pattern, and it's a in this case it's not a reversal but a continuation and make leg down. Yes, so type 2 can continuation make leg down. That's where we have a double top. Yeah, make leg down, right? And notice that the last, right, you want it to be a break, you want it to be reclaim. Alright, so we take this screenshot from here at 14. Alright, it looked like it's gonna be neck leg up right here, right? First leg up and neck leg up, you're gonna break out that level right there. But that is exactly the moment it got flipped. So we put together right here. Okay, so we put together right here the 4 breakout type 3 on Thursday. So if you look right here at 14, right there, Wow, it look like it's gonna break the level, right? It's 3 time break right there. So double top right here. We thought they're gonna break the level at 2 p.m. That exactly it got flipped, and it did flip right there. It make the neck leg down right here. So it's a 4 breakout type 3 double top. In this case, it's continuation neck leg down, not a reversal. So keep that in mind. And here's the daily, how you see that. So you see that level right here, break that from above, and it gonna reverse. So that's type 1 on the daily, and it manifests itself on Thursday. And at the end of the day, it did test the lower range right there on Monday. You see that? Yeah, let's go back. Where's that? So let's recap the setup for breakout type 3 on Thursday right there. So the moment we thought it's gonna break out, that's where it got flipped. So you see the 930 right here, and you wait until. So the 945 come here, thought that people were gonna go in and go long, but you mark the level of the candle after range right there. See that level? You set up the level right there for the people who want to go long. That exactly the moment it got flipped. If very hard to trade this setup, you can see the long setup also, because you see that is break. Right, that's exactly you thought you're gonna go long, and then you got dropped. So here's the contact for the daily right there. So beginning of the day, we see that, we know that we're gonna go and check the low, revisit the lower range, and it did it right there. It did late into, it start doing that, start from 2 p.m. Alright, now go into Friday. Alright, for Friday, open the weekly, we see is still bullish in the weekly right there. Then go to the daily. So we see right there the Tuesday and Wednesday continue to take the high rate there, and the Wednesday rate both end right there. So what happened on Friday? It kind of very interesting to see how it play out on Friday. We don't know yet, but look at the 15 minutes. So on Thursday we see it take out the Wednesday low and also the Monday low. It's real low and reverse in the PM right there. And we check is like 10 minutes to 9:30. And it's set up, we see right here, break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break. It may be double top break there, but we're not sure. Alright, let's rolling the tips on Friday. Alright, here's the tip on Friday, and let's see how it's played out. So that's just right there, boom. So 9:45, it break that level right here. So okay, so let's see. It's gonna be a 4 breakout right here. We will go short. It should not go V6, go retest it one. If we retest it one, then a 4 breakout, we can go long. Yeah. Oh. Yep. So yeah. So we see the one of the source the long setup right here, it break out. We can see right here, that is our 930 right there, and you see that the open range right there. You see what you see right here is a breakout fellow gap right there, and you see the candle after expansion right there, and the minute above that you can short them. And this one is what type 1 right here, neck leg down. Yes, it's a type 1 next leg down. I think it's type 1. Yeah, continuation. We mark right here on the 930 right there. Alright, let's do this right up real quick. So on Friday, the first setup we have is around 11:15, which is the neck leg down right here. The 930 already give us the signal. It's a very gap down right there at open range low, and then you have phenomenal right here is what is break, and then it tests from above, and then boom, it reverse. I think ICT have a term for this. Further up down, further up. They call it inverse feather gap, something similar to this. But you see that that's the setup for breakout. Right, the minute people thought it break the level, it's gonna make reversal from here, but it don't. It's just a full breakout to the upside. It flip, it make a neck leg down. Yes, right there. It's very easy to trade because the neck leg down already tell you that it's gonna come down because the feather gap, and it come back and visit that feather gap. That's where you're gonna observe to see if either type 2 or type 1 gonna play right here. Right, that's type 2 or type 1 gonna play right there. Because the 930 is a huge expansion into the outside and have feather gap, so it tells you that it's not gonna be a type 3, right? Because last back and forth, it's gonna be quick, boom. And if it happen quick like that, then looking for the reversal after it reached the low. And that's exactly right here. You see that after they hit the low, and then boom, you go up, you're gonna see the reversal from here. And let's see the reversal happen at the low right here. We do have that set up. So the low right here on after it rate the low on Thursday. Let's take screenshot right here. You can see. Oh, we're gonna go to the charts right now. Let's go to the charts. So you see right here the low or near the low right there. You see that setup. What it tells us right there. It break, test from below, reverse. That is the type 1. So you have type 1 reversal up level, and here type 1 reversal. Type 1 continue neck leg down, type 1 reversal. So it's happened all at the same. Yeah, you see that? That is the reversal. Alright, let's do a write up for this setup. Then we wrap up here. So basically you have type 1 right here, and then you have another type 1 right here. So right here you have that key level right here, right? You have break right there, and it tests from below, and then it reverse, and the reverse happened at 11:30. On Wednesday it happened 45, and on Tuesday it happened on 11. So it's around that time. Alright, so for Friday you have a 4 breakout type 1 reversal. at 11:30. Is that 11:30? No, I think it's let's double check. I think that the time is mismatch. Alright, so we just fixed the time right here is 13:30, 1 p.m. 1:30 p.m. not 11. It happened right here at 11:15, right? 11:15 right there. Taiwan neglect out, and then you have a Taiwan reversal right here at 13:30, not 11:30. All right, so then I think we wrap up the recording for the end of week 44 review. We're only grateful for the opportunity. We do what we love and success coming to our way, for sure. Thank you and see you next week. Bye for now.